Hey folks, AshleyAllThingsDentistry.com, and what we have is patient MS, and we're going to be making him another Essix. He's broken through it, which is a sad but true reality of all Essix retainers. They're fast, efficient to make, however they don't last very long at all. So I've got this placed on the good old BioStar, and one of the things that young lab techs has taught me is to place some wet paper towel over the regions that you don't need. And that just makes it easier to get the vacuum formed matrix off of the cast. So I'm going to be using this product here, Visacryl, and it's 1 millimeter thick. So I've got it already mounted. We're going to let that heat up, and we'll come back. Okay, so we've got it just about right. Flip back over. Camera back up here. Okay, bring the push your heater back. That'll do it. Yes, sir. Alright, so here's what we have. We've got the Visacryl and the vacuum form matrix, which is it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to use the good old ThermoKnife trimmer, and one of the techniques that the young lab tech taught me was to go, I'm going to retain some gingiva on this Essix retainer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go way much more apically than I need to, and then cut back with a pair of scissors, and then finish with a trimming knife. So that'll give me a really smooth margin. Alright, so we're going to use the ThermoKnife, and I have it over this suction here just so I don't get fumes. So like I said, I'm going to go much more apically. Paper towel helps me remove this from the cast. This way we're going apically, then cutting back with scissors. Spend a lot less time finishing to get a nice smooth margin. Including tooth number 14. Okay, so we finished making initial incisions with the ThermoKnife. See how it just falls off. Okay, so we removed it from the, moved this from the cast, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to trim it back with scissors. Okay, so I now have just used scissors to cut it out, and you can see remove the excess flash. you can see it's a much smoother margin than what we started with, and it's much easier to deal with, just to get those nice little imperfections out of it. So now we're just going to take a sharp 25 blade and just remove any of those little edges. A little bit rough there. I started with one pair of scissors and just went to another pair. So it went from rough to a smoother pair. Okay, I'm sure you're getting the idea of that. And in this case, we're going to be just keeping on the gingiva. Cheers. Okay, so since I ended, I was talking with the lab tech, and he suggested that, and this is sort of his technique because he did have an ortho retainer, and he couldn't stand wearing it. So what he does is scallop. I mean, it definitely decreases the strength significantly. However, I'm going to go with it for this time, see what it's like. And one of his talks were using a 15 blade to scallop. And his thoughts were that the aesthetics and comfort are actually greater by having it scalloped. I mean, there's all different ways, and that's the whole point of this these videos. So let me get whittling through here. He goes from 6 to 11, or just the canines, 3 to 3, and then he also, one of the things that he suggested, he didn't like, doesn't like covering the entire molar, which makes sense because it's difficult to get in or on or off. So he sort of clips it back. So. And then he just went all the way around with a 15 blade, actually. That's what he likes to use, just to make sure you can see it peeling off really nicely there. Just to get a nice, clean finish line. It's a lot of work, but he said that in his own experience, because the Essix retainers he got, he didn't wear them because they weren't comfortable. So that's a little tidbit I just learned. Okay, so here we go. We've got the Essix finished and brought this up a little bit on the distal portion of tooth number 3, and you can see I've scalloped the anterior. Now I'm curious to know, and we'll see how long he gets out of this in terms of serviceability. The first one he got, I mean, approximately a month, and then but compare that to take number 1. So you can see the difference in the roughness, and so the difference that we used was I trimmed it much apically, much farther apically, cut back with scissors, and used either a 15 blade or a 25 blade to get that final finishing. Alright, I learned too. Hope you did. Cheers.